everybody, this is Palace of Forest. I'm Old June. Today we are talking about the differences between China and the United States. This is a big subject, so I have to summarize in this short message. China and the United States have similar land area and are both located in the temperature zones of the Earth. So they appear quite comparable. However, China has a history of 3,000 or 4,000 years, while America only has 250 years of history, making them very different. China has 1.4 billion people, while the United States have just over 300 million, only 1/5 of China's population. Their arable land, however, is roughly the same. Here are the top 5 countries in the arable land. Number 1 is India. Number 2 is United States. Number 3 is China. Number 4 is Russia. Number 5 is Brazil. Only then did I realize why India, a rather chaotic country, still acts so boldly on the international stage. It turns out it has the most arable land in the world. Quite surprising indeed. There is a saying, people understand each other because they think the same way. But that's not quite entirely true. October 31st is Halloween in the United States. My neighbors put scary faces on their roofs, garage, and walls, quite frightening. Another neighbors hung a zombie on a tree in front of their house. To Chinese, this is unimaginable, but Americans love it. American families, especially those with children under 18, even host parties on Halloween, wearing extremely scary customs, such as outfit displaying bloody knives stuck into their body. For Chinese, this is taboo and hard to even talk about. Why are the differences in cultural customs so great? It shows that the two countries need extensive communication to better understanding each other's way of thinking. This is also a huge difference in how filial piety is interpreted in China and the United States. Basically, American theory stance leans toward the belief that parents do not own their children anything and vice versa. Actually, in the spring and autumn and warring states period of China, similar ideas already exist. Han Feizi chapter How to Speak and Xun Zi's view that human nature is evil and goodness is learned contain related concepts. China emphasizes filial piety mainly because historically it lacks social insurance and national welfare. Filial piety became children's repayment to parents and also served as a means to maintain social order. Look at the Great Harmony chapter in the Book of Rights. When the great way prevails, the world shares by all. People care not only for their own parents or their own children. The elderly are cared for. Adults are employed. Children are neutral. Widows, orphans, and the lonely and the disabled are all supported. In modern terms, the elderly are cared for as social insurance. Children are neutral, compulsory education. Supporting the disadvantaged social welfare system. Men and women have proper roles. Goods are not hoarded personally, and labor is used for the public good. Thus, theft and crime disappeared, and households need not lock their doors. This is called the Great Harmony. To put bluntly, it is basically communism. Therefore, the Great Harmony chapter is essentially communist ideology. If we ask which are in China's thousands of years of history truly had freedom of speech, I think the only spring and autumn and warring states period qualified is 770 BC to 221 BC. It was a time of 100 schools of thought contending. Unfortunately, afterwards, Emperor Han Di, 156 to 87 BC of Han Dynasty, suppressed all school except Confucianism, which strangled the free thinking of Chinese people for thousands of years. In contrast, in the United States, unless you are an organizer or protest or active lead anti-government speech, tolerance within the US political system is generally higher than in many other countries. Still, it is not without limits. In recent years, social laws have been enacted to protect the authority of the government. So, American society is not entirely without the taboos. Nevertheless, the United States is still probably the freest country in the world in terms of speech, and that may not be an exaggeration. Thank you for watching my show. See you next time.